parti pour la PNQ. Retrouvons en studio Priscilla Sadien, David Boudna. C'est à vous. Bonjour.
Bonjour et merci. Vous pouvez rejoindre nous pour suivre la PNQ à l'Assemblée nationale. David Boudna, bonjour.
Bonjour Priscilla, bonjour à tous.
PNQ, Joe Lejonga, ce matin, accède au pouvoir d'achat et commerce. Il peut questionner ministre de tutelle Michael Sikuen. Il les connaît s'il finit faire une étude avant qu'il vienne de l'avant avec Price Stabilisation Fund en précisant sur l'impact à fin juin 2026 avec un détail aux 1,4 milliard d'euros qui finissent dépensés dans le cadre de ce fonds-là et donne un nom, un importateur ou opérateur qui finit bénéficier et montant qui finit versé à Saken. Joe Lejonga paie aussi demande ministre Sikuen s'il dépose la liste de produits sucrés concernés par taxes qui finiront en vigueur le 20 juin 2026 et bouteilles plastiques concernées par sa taxe-là, le nombre d'inspections et le nombre d'infractions qui finissent relevées par la Consumer Affairs Unit à ce sujet depuis la présentation du budget 2026-2027 à ce jour, David.
Oui, Priscilla Sadien, alors tout le contexte, donc tout ça aspect important, l'annonce qui se fait dans le budget là. Donc le contexte, le gouvernement annonce une nouvelle contribution additionnelle de 10 milliards de roupies dans Price Stabilisation Fund qui peut porter à 10 à 12 milliards soutien global qui vise à atténuer pression au prix. Ce mécanisme-là, il met en place pour stabiliser coût de produits essentiels vise à protéger pouvoir d'achat de ménage face au changement à une augmentation au marché. Et cette subvention-là, je peux élargir à plusieurs produits qui viennent annoncer, notamment des produits consommation courante, c'est tout la viande mouton, la viande bœuf en conserve, thon en boîte de conserve, un aliment pour bébé, macaroni, lentilles noires et rouges et haricots rouges, ainsi que luncheon meat. Ça va un nouveau prix réduit là, qui entre en vigueur à partir du 1er juillet, à partir du 1er octobre 2026, ça c'est là, pour un droit, une taxe de 2 roupies, actuellement appliquée aux bouteilles plastiques en PET, qui est utilisée pour ban boissons et il peut élargir à tout ban bouteille plastique, quel que soit produit qu'ils ont et ça il vise à encourager consommation plus responsable et lutte contre pollution plastique. Le gouvernement financier annonce une mesure pour réduire le coût de la vie, encadrer le prix et soutenir le ménage. Donc une série les autres grandes mesures qui sont annoncées. State Trading Corporation pour procéder à un achat groupé des biens de consommation essentiels pour réduire le coût de la vie et ça va produit là pour vendre à l'échelle nationale avec une marge bénéficiaire plafonnée. Pour une nouvelle loi qui lutte contre une pratique des prix abusifs ainsi qu'un cadre clair pour une importation parallèle qui peut introduire finalement beaucoup de demandes de ce sens-là, donc une importation parallèle. Et aussi pour un projet de loi, le commerce électronique qui peut introduire.
Alors sinon, un Prime Minister's Question Time particulièrement chargé à l'Assemblée nationale aujourd'hui, David. Pas moins de 17 questions à l'ordre du jour. Parmi les principaux dossiers qui pourraient aborder, le rapport Kroll, le Mauritius, une interpellation député Parti travailliste Roshan German, réforme controversée, système pension, encore une fois au cœur de débat. Député PMSD Adrien Duval pour questionner Navin Ramgoulam, une possible révocation de membre du comité d'experts et parlementaire pour aussi interroger le Premier ministre les autres sujets, notamment l'état civil, domaine l'épaille et l'enquête Financial Crimes Commission.
Oui, donc plusieurs questions qui ont trait à l'actualité brûlante. Donc dans ces questions, au Premier ministre, pour démarrer tout à l'heure avec député MMM Ludovic Kazéen, il propose question à Navin Ramgoulam, le délai attente au sein du bureau civil Status Division, du bureau état civil, député Front militant progressiste Johanna Béranger, il peut intéresser pour démos qui peut prendre concerne une éventuelle suspension de bail à domaine les pailles, il peut aussi une question le projet Smart City, ex-junior ministre là, il peut aussi envie connaître l'enquête FCC, Financial Crimes Commission, qui pouvait l'os à point là. À cela, l'opposition Adrien Duval, il pourrait venir à la charge le refonte système pension, député PMSD pour envie connaître si même commission expert risqué révoque. Et député gouvernement, Roshan Jumon, pour réclamer un état des lieux, une enquête menée par Financial Crimes Commission depuis novembre 2024, notamment l'eau saisi 114 millions de roupies à terre rouge. Les policiers demandent l'information, le rapport au crawl qui peut faire l'actualité aussi concernant Air Mauritius. Quant au député nouveau démocrate, Kushal Lobin, lui pouvait le chiffre d'un poste vacant et récent recrutement dans la force policière, ainsi que policiers qui finissent quitte de travail dans les 6 mois qui finissent suivre cette nomination, ça depuis janvier, depuis l'année dernière.
Sinon, le Mauritius Hydrographic Service Bill pour présenter en première lecture un projet de loi qui vise pour créer un organisme chargé de la gestion de données hydrographiques du pays. Un débat pour poursuivre ensuite le Domestic Abuse Bill qui prévoit pour renforcer protection de victimes de violences domestiques en élargissant une forme de violence et un durcissement de sanctions. Le texte de loi qui passe ensuite au committee stage avant 3e lecture. Alors, 11h38, 8 minutes donc depuis que la PNQ est supposée démarrer. Peut-être nous pouvons marquer une courte pause pour nous aller suivre. Dans un petit moment, la PNQ de Joe Lejonga, axée sur justement pouvoir d'achat et commerce. Alors nous pouvons prendre tout de suite la direction de l'Assemblée nationale, cette PNQ de Joe Lejonga.
Announcements none. Papers have been laid. Questions?
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection. Whether in regard to consumer protection, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain information as to A, whether any study was carried out prior to the introduction of the Price Stabilisation Fund, indicating the impact thereof as at June 2026, giving a breakdown of the expenditure of 1.4 billion rupees incurred thereunder, further indicating the names of the importers or operators having benefited therefrom, an amount disbursed in each case. B, whether he will table the list of products to be impacted by the excise duty levied on sugar content of sugar-sweetened products with effect from 20th June 2026 and on PET bottle, respectively. And C, the number of inspections carried out and contraventions booked by the Consumer Affairs Unit in relation thereto since the presentation of the Budget Speech 2026-2027 to date. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, with regard to consumer protection and the Price Stabilisation Fund, I wish to inform the House as follows. As regards to Part A of the question, prior to the introduction of the Price Stabilisation Fund subsidy mechanism, my ministry carried out an assessment of the commodities to be covered in consultation with relevant agencies. including the Mauritius Revenue Authority, the Ministry of Finance, and all different consumer associations. The assessment focused on the movement of international prices, freight costs, exchange rate pressures, landed costs, household consumption patterns, and the need to provide targeted relief on essential goods. The objective was to ensure that the subsidy would be directed to products which have a direct impact on household expenditure, and that the benefit would be passed on to the consumers in a transparent and measurable manner. Government approved the introduction of a fixed quantum subsidy mechanism under the Price Stabilisation Fund at the end of August 2025. The first list of products covered milk powder, edible oil, infant milk powder, baby diapers, and processed cheese. The scheme was subsequently extended in December 2025 to canned mackerel and pilchards, adult diapers, and 3 categories of pharmaceutical products, namely anti-hypertensive, cardiovascular, and anti-diabetic medicines. The pharmaceutical component was implemented as from February 2026. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the choice of a fixed quantum subsidy model was deliberate. Under this model, a fixed amount of subsidy is applied per eligible unit or per kilogram instead of an open-ended percentage subsidy. This provides better fiscal control, allows the benefit to be visible to consumers, and reduces the risk of uncontrolled expenditure. The scheme is administered through the Mauritius Revenue Authority platform. Eligible operators submit their claims electronically based on actual sales. The claims are then verified before payment is effected. This creates a clear audit trail and provides traceability across the supply chain. As at June 2026, the assessment carried out by my ministry indicates that the subsidy has been effectively transmitted to consumers across the product categories concerned. Price monitoring exercises have shown immediate reductions in retail prices following implementation, and these reductions have generally been sustained over time without significant supply disruptions or market distortion. For food items already covered under the scheme, comparative monitoring across representative brands has shown reductions generally ranging between 10 rupees and 55 rupees per unit. The scheme has therefore contributed to stabilizing prices of selected essential commodities and has provided direct relief to consumers. My ministry has also continued to strengthen its overall price monitoring system. Since June 2025, the Price Analysis and Monitoring Division has approved 31,426 costing returns for Mauritius and 1,889 costing returns for Rodrigues, thereby allowing the ministry to monitor prices and markups across the market more effectively. Since the start of the year, 12 weekly monitoring and analytical report has been conducted to assess the impact of the external factors on commodities. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as regards the amount of 1.4 billion rupees, this amount covers subsidies granted on milk powder, edible oil, infant milk powder, baby diapers, processed cheese, canned mackerel and pilchards, adult diapers, and the 3 selected categories of medicines for diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and hypertension. Mr. Deputy Speaker, based on the latest MO information submitted to my ministry as at 16th of June 2026, total subsidy payments already effected to eligible traders amounted to approximately 710.1 million rupees. There are also some 366 million rupees under process for payment and 280 million rupees paid to bakeries. The main payments affected were as follows. Milk powder accounted for approximately 362 million rupees. Edible oil accounted approximately 246 million rupees. Processed cheese accounted for approximately 41.7 million rupees. Infant milk powder accounted for approximately 26.5 million rupees. Baby diapers accounted for approximately 11.2 million rupees. Canned products accounted for approximately 6.4 million rupees. Adult diapers accounted for approximately 4.3 million rupees. Anti-diabetic medicines accounted for approximately 4.2 million rupees. Anti-hypertensive medicines accounted for approximately 4 million rupees. Cardiovascular medicines accounted for approximately 4 million rupees. Refunds are made through the MRA platform, and only after claims submitted by eligible operators have been verified. The mechanism distinguishes between claims submitted, claims under process, claims verified, claims adjusted, and claims paid. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the estimated annual cost of a present further extension is 258.8 million rupees for Mauritius. An additional of 1.4 million rupees is required for Rodrigues, bringing the total estimated annual cost to 260.2 million rupees. The extension to Rodrigues is being made on a price equalization basis so that consumers in Rodrigues benefit from the same retail prices as consumers in Mauritius. The new list of products was selected because these items are widely consumed and have a direct impact on the household food basket. They include sources of protein, staple substitutes, and essential products used by families with infants. The extension of the scheme also requires amendments to the relevant consumer protection regulations to incorporate the additional commodities, prescribe the applicable subsidy parameters, set maximum pack sizes, and provide for eligibility and refund procedures. The existing MRA platform will continue to be used for operator registration, stock declaration, and refund processing. This avoids creating a new administrative structure and ensures continuity, transparency, and traceability. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as regards to the names of importers or operators, the amount disbursed to each, the detailed operator-wise breakdown is being tabled. Mr. Deputy Speaker, with regard to Part B of the question, I wish to inform the House that the budgetary measures referred to at paragraph 274 and 276 concern products which may be impacted by changes in taxation under the purview of the Ministry of Finance and the Mauritius Revenue Authority, and not the Price Stabilisation Fund. Regarding PET bottles, the excise duty of 2 rupees per unit is currently applicable on mineral waters, aerated waters, and soft drinks. There has been no change in the rate. However, the coverage of that 2 rupees excise duty is being extended to cover plastic bottles containing goods with effect from 1st of October 2026. I'm tabling the following list provided to me by the Ministry of Finance. The list of products on which the excise duty on sugar sweetened products has been increased from 12 cents per gram of sugar to 15 cents per gram of sugar, with effect from 20th of June 2026. an exact list of plastic bottles, and a list of plastic bottles on which the excise duty will apply. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as regards to part C of a question, the Consumer Affairs Unit has continued to intensify market surveillance to ensure compliance with consumer protection legislation, price control measures, price display requirements and obligations relating to subsidized goods. Officers of the Consumer Affairs Unit carry out inspections in supermarkets, retail shops, pharmacies, hardware stores, trade fairs, and over commercial premises. For the period July 2025 till 6 July 2026, the Consumer Affairs Unit inspected 11,567 trade premises, detected 1,240 contravention, out of 1,215 fixed penalty notices were issued and carried out 595 sampling exercises. In addition, 2,541 complaints were registered on the Citizen Support Portal, of which 89.5% were successfully resolved. The main areas of complaint and investigation relate to the defective goods, unfair consumer trade practices, and missing price labels. Since the presentation of a budget up to 6 July 2026, the number of inspections carried out is 515. The number of contraventions established whereby fixed penalty notices were issued is 43. The main breaches detected relate to failure to display prices, non-compliant price labels, unfair trade practices, selling above approved prices or markups, failure to submit required costing returns, and non-compliance with obligations relating to subsidized goods. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, government is not only subsidizing essential goods, we are also strengthening the framework around the subsidy to prevent abuse, improve transparency, and ensure that the benefit reaches consumers. My ministry will continue to monitor prices, verify compliance, take enforcement action where required, and work with the Mauritius Revenue Authority to ensure that the Price Stabilisation Fund remains targeted, transparent, and accountable. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. Well, Deputy Speaker, the House will note that only 35% has been disbursed from the Price Stabilisation Fund by the MRA during last year. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether he will confirm if his ministry has conducted any study on the effect of the measures of paragraph 274 and 276 of the budget, and will he table the exact list of products impacted by these measures?
I don't have a problem with this. I will table it. And I have to say that the percentage which the Honourable Leader of Opposition is saying, which is 25%, is really wrong. We will disburse 1.4 billion rupees.
This is the figures the Minister gave to the House. My first part of the question was related to whether your ministry has conducted a study on the effect of the measures of paragraphs 274 and 276 of the budget. You have not replied to that part. You said only you will table the list.
Well, it is a measure of the government. We will need to come with a measure.
So there is no study which has been conducted. Honourable Deputy Speaker, the measure that paragraph 276 will take effect as from the 1st of October. Can the Honourable Minister explain how prices of products in plastic bottles have already been increased by manufacturers and distributors? And did his ministry inquire about this? And have these distributors and manufacturers been fined?
Well, this is a taxation measure, and we all know plastic is bad for the environment. This is why we came with this measure.
Again, he is not replying to my question.
I don't have any
Honourable
control on
Deputy
his answer.
Speaker, regarding the levy of ₹2 on plastic bottles, can the Honourable Minister confirm to the House that this measure will impact more than 2,000 products consumed on a daily basis in this country? Is the Honourable Minister aware that even, Honourable Deputy Speaker, healthy products like Gilo Coco will be heavily penalised by this measure?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir,
Okay.
these products are not controlled products. Some importers and some manufacturers can also absorb the cost. It's not a controlled product.
Deputy Speaker, sir, they will not absorb the cost. It will be passed on to consumers. Now, how does the Honourable Minister reconcile that a levy has been introduced in order to discourage the use of plastic, but no alternative to plastic bottles has been provided to manufacturers?
People need to adapt. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, at least we care for the population, we care for the environment, unlike the previous government. You know what the previous government did? They changed the law. You know, to do what? To import papier at the sum of 460 million rupees for people for drug abuse.
Let's limit ourselves to the plastic bottle. Okay.
Stop beating about the bush, Honourable Mr. Deputy Speaker. Now, can the Honourable Minister confirm to the House what guarantee do we have that the tax revenue generated from these excise duties will be reinvested into obesity and diabetes prevention, and as well as for the protection of the environment?
Concerning for the diabetes, in fact, when we look what we have concerning the sugar tax, I have to say that Mauritius has one of the highest prevalence rates of diabetes and over non-communicable disease in the region. These diseases impose an enormous human and financial burden on families, on our healthcare system, and on our economy. At least we need to make people, how do we say, recognize the risk factor of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases.
No question?
My question to the Minister of Commerce, not to the Minister for Health.
Okay, put your next question.
He's giving us a lecture.
It's a teamwork.
Now, with hundreds of retail adjusting their pricing structures this very week, can the Honourable Minister inform the House what is the exact number of inspections and contraventions carried out by the Consumer Affairs Unit of his ministry since those measures have been announced in the budget?
I just said over 500 inspections, 515 inspections. You need to listen to my answer. Fixed penalties, notices, 43.
Quiet. Yes.
In the budget estimates at page 417, there is a forecast of 11,000 inspections to be carried out. However, no recruitment of staff is being proposed in the budget. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House why no budget was allocated for the recruitment of staff? And how will the same number of staff carry out more than 4,000 inspections this year?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we are doing well. We are doing more than the number of inspections targeted.
Yes.
Can the Honourable Minister inform the House what additional resources have been allocated to the Consumer Affairs Unit to enforce price controls and investigate complaints?
Can you repeat the question? I was reading something.
Yes, I'll repeat. Deputy Speaker, can the Honourable Minister inform the House what additional resources have been allocated to the Consumer Affairs Unit to enforce price controls and investigate complaints?
We have a software coming. So, any person, depuis son salon, la personne peut consulter depuis son portable les différents prix à travers Maurice.
Honorable Duval? Can I?
The Honourable Minister explicitly stated that parallel importation of essential medicines will lead to price reduction and promised a new legislation to achieve this. May I ask the Honourable Minister, when will he table this promised legislation?
It's a question of week.
It's a question of
Week.
Can the Honourable Minister confirm to the House if the budget announcement of 2 billion rupees allocated for alleviating rising prices of commodities form part of the measure as the 10 billion announced last year? Did you follow what I said?
It's a great measure. People are happy outside, right? We are not doing like the previous government, losing money, paying to legal advisors, you know, to the tune of what at the STC? 157 million rupees. Let me table the list.
Really? You
For
want?
10 years.
Honorable Bishop?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, he is not replying to my question.
I have no control on his
As
reply.
announced last year.
Okay. I have given the floor to Mr. Bishop, then Honorable Duval, then Honorable Antil, then back to the Leader of the Opposition.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Question and answer.
Yes.
Simple.
Number one, can the Honourable Minister please enlighten the House on the current rate of inflation in Mauritius? And second, is it possible to request those suppliers to put a sticker on those government subsidized products so that people know that the state is doing an effort to support them?
First of all, since 1st of July 2026, all retail outlets must put on their label SP which means subsidized products, or MRP means maximum retail price. And also, maximum markup, sorry. And also, concerning inflation, it's around 4% presently, comparing to when the MSM was in power, it was around 9, 10, 11, 12%.
Honorable Duval.
I know from the Honourable Minister, with regards to the levy on plastic bottles, the 2 rupees levy, may we know from the Honourable Minister what is the plan to adapt? Because we understand that products, plastic products, there's no alternative, so the consumer is today condemned to pay that 2 rupees levy. It is a tax. So what is the alternative that is being proposed now with the money that will be drawn in as revenue? How much of it will be reinvested for recycling and to finding and subsidizing better alternatives? What are the alternatives that you're offering besides taxing people?
In fact, we need to educate the people so that we switch to other measures. For example, for bottled water, we can switch to water filters. It is as simple as this. And you will save money, people will save money, and also it is extremely good for the environment.
Honorable Archie, you have a question?
I thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House of the current status of investigations into the alleged fraud involving flour finance à travers the Price Stabilisation Fund, please? Thank you.
I have to say, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the FCC is investigating into this matter.
Okay.
We have found that flour and ration rice were in Comoros Island.
Okay, there's an inquiry by the FCC. This question is not related to the
It is
main
because
question.
the previous government put measures
No,
so
that's
that
all right.
people could do fraud. This
Okay.
is what happened in the past.
No, Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we understand from the Minister's reply that this will apply only to bottled water. He's encouraging to buy, what is it? Bottle machine. But it applies to every plastic product in this country. And the question therefore is, with regards to alternatives, there are billions of rupees to be collected. So what is the plan, Mr. Deputy Speaker? This is a levy or is it a tax? Be frank about what it is.
Well, we need to protect the environment. This is what we are doing.
How much is going to be invested?
Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Honourable Minister, recently Réunion Island has witnessed a drastic drop in prices of mogas and gas oil. Given the drop in global crude oil, may we know from the Honourable Minister when can Mauritian consumers expect a drop of at least 10 rupees or even the 20 rupees promised by the government on mogas and gas oil?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, mogas, the price of mogas from Réunion Island. On 19th of June 2026, it was 105 rupees. Yesterday, the price of mogas at Réunion Island, 113 rupees. And you know what is the price in Mauritius? 64 rupees and 25 cents.
No more question? Okay. Okay, no further question. Now we go to the question addressed to the... Can we have some quiet, please? Honorable Prime Minister, question addressed to the Honorable Minister. Question is to be announced.
Autant donc pour cette PNQ de Joe Lejonga axée ce matin le pouvoir d'achat et commerce. Joe Lejonga qui fait une question ministre de tutelle Michael Sikuen. Il fait où les connaît si fait l'étude qui vient faire avant qu'il vienne de l'avant avec Price Stabilisation Fund et que précise sur l'impact à fin juin 2026 avec un détail au 1,4 milliard de roupies qui fait dépenser dans le cadre de sa fonds là. Il donne un nom de un importateur ou opérateur qui fait bénéficier et que ben montant qui finit versé à Saken. Joe Lejonga qui finit aussi demande ministre Sikuen s'il dépose la liste de ben produits sucrés concernés par taxe qui finit en vigueur le 20 juin 2026 et que ben la bouteille en plastique qui est concernée par sa taxe là, il finit aussi où les nombre d'inspections et d'infractions qui finit relevées par Consumer Affairs Unit à ce sujet depuis la présentation du budget. Ministre Sikuen finit d'abord dire qu'il finit là assessment qui finit faire par ce ministère avec MRE, Finance et une association consommateur. Entre autres, il finit de la liste de ben produits qui subventionnés. Il donne premier la liste qui couvert entre autres du lait, fromage. Une deuxième la liste concerne ben conserve, ben boîte en conserve comme maquerelle, pilchard. Et qu'il dit qu'il finit là extension pour ben produits donc pharmaceutiques. Il dit aussi donc qui depuis le début de l'année finit là 12 rapports pour connaître l'impact de ce ben ban mesure là. Et concernant paiement à ban opérateur, il dit qu'il 710 millions de roupies fin payés à ban opérateur. Il y a 366 millions qui en process. Et que les fins déposent la liste de ban produits sucrés concernés par taxe et aussi l'eau bouteille en plastique. Alors, le ministre Sikuen fin dire aussi donc de juillet 2025 à juin 2026, finina 11 500 inspections qui finissent faire dans un supermarché, entre autres. Et l'idée depuis le budget jusqu'au 6 juillet, finina 500 inspections qui finissent faire, finina 43 contraventions qui finissent établies et que finina plusieurs plaintes, notamment concernant un prix abusif et que pena étiquette. Et David Boudna, une question principalement concernant taxes. Une question, entre autres, de Joe Lejonga concernant produits en bouteilles plastiques. Donc, des le coco.
Des le coco, oui. Alors, des petits points additionnels. Donc, dans son réponse liminaire, le ban produit, côté na ban subside là, le ministre Sikuen fait une préciser que réduction là, dans la tranche de 10 à 55 roupies baisse qui, l'IPDIA, ça peut répercuter les différents produits qui l'utilisent là. Et aussi qui en a beaucoup inspection et peut prendre comment on dit peut prendre contravention tout ça là il finit aussi ajouter qui finit et subside l'eau ban produits pharmaceutiques ban médicaments contre diabète cardiovasculaire et hypertension et il finit dire que depuis jusqu'à 16 juin 2026 finit un paiement total de 710 millions de roupies et 306 millions de roupies qui en process et 280 millions pour ban boulangerie. Là, bien sûr, fin vin ban question-réponse. Donc, première question, je les jonga des ban libé dans somme qui fin allouée pour première année des millions de roupies, les ébésis 35% qui fin débourser là-dedans, ministre dit non, ce chiffre pas exact, et fin dépense 1,4 milliard au fait. Fin dire qui est-ce qui ça lévit justement fin dans beaucoup de débats, beaucoup de questions. L'eau ça a fait bouteille en plastique là systématiquement le ministre fin dire ça c'est une mesure qui nous prend pour décourager les gens servir bouteille plastique et pour plus caring, plus prendre en compte, protège l'environnement. Là, un peu plus tard, le ministre, le député Adrien Duval, le proposition, lui aussi, fin dire qui alternative ENA pour ban bouteille plastique, il dit bon, capable de servir ban filtre de l'eau. Adrien Duval fin revient à la charge encore, il dit non, qui alternative ENA quand dit moun au lieu acheter bouteilles de l'eau ou les autres produits embouteillés, il vient dire que bizarre en a une éducation et une need et une nécessité pour protéger l'environnement. La dernière question, Joe Jonga, les fins vin l'essence, le prix d'essence, il dit les sites prix la Réunion, il dit la Réunion prix fin baissé. La ministre fin répond, il dit au 19 juin, le prix l'essence, c'est 105 roupies et hier, c'est 113 roupies, alors qu'à Maurice, les 64 roupies 25.
Une question supplémentaire, le recrutement de personnel, mais aussi le parallel import.
Alors, là, comment pour faire 11 000 inspections dans différents points de vente à travers Maurice, l'idée de l'opposition vient dire, est-ce qu'il pourrait recruter encore staff pour capable renforcer ce staff pour faire ce travail-là? Là, l'INSEB, ce ministère peut faire bien, de réussir continue sa bonne inspection-là, et puis dans l'importation parallèle qui permettent les autres opérateurs rentrent en jeu pour importer d'autres outils, ban produits qui paient un monopole. La l'India, ça c'est une question de semaine pour venir là avec sa nouvelle loi, l'importation parallèle.
Débat, donc cette PNQ qui est arbitrée, il faut le dire, par le député speaker ce matin, absence remarquée de la speaker Chérine Omerodi Zifra ce matin. Donc,
un point additionnel, donc c'est une autre question aussi qui fait l'actualité et qui tient la farine avec dérivation, c'est une fraude, qui peut exporter ça, qui disposait et subside là pour ban mauricien. Là, il a trouvé que ça, la farine avec ration qui subventionnait là, tu peux exporter vers les autres pays. Donc, il y a une question, Stéphanie, Anctil, là, ça point là. Là, le ministre vient répondre que FCC peut enquêter là, sa direction, et que l'ILIDIA, donc, c'est ancien gouvernement qui, avec le système qui s'est qui permet sa ban fraude là, et qui peut continuer l'enquête là-dessus.
Alors, sinon, donc, nous rappelons que la Prime Minister's Question Time finit démarrer donc juste après la PNQ et vous capable de suivre ça en ce moment même. Là, nos pages Facebook radioplus.mu ou défimedia.info. Pas moins de 17 questions, nous rappelons qui Premier ministre pour répondre. Parmi les dossiers qui peuvent vous retenir à l'attention, le rapport Kroll et Mauritius et réforme controversée du système des pensions qui est encore une fois au cœur de ban débat et ban parlementaire pour aussi interroger le Premier ministre plusieurs les autres sujets, notamment l'état civil, domaine les pailles et que l'enquête Financial Crimes Commission nous rappelle aussi que le Mauritius Hydrographic Services Bill pour présenter en première lecture, débat pour ensuite continuer le Domestic Abuse Bill, donc qui est pour passer ensuite au committee stage avant troisième lecture. Autant donc pour cette séance de la PNQ. Merci David Boudna.
Merci Priscilla, merci à tous.
Merci également à nos coéquipiers en régie, Abhishek Sitowal pour les images et Antish Bawan pour les images et Abhishek Sitowal pour le son. À très bientôt.